Ramadhipa in P2 now as your race leader, or what was your race leader, your pole sitter. Well, they make their way towards turn 6 now, and then we're heading towards where the long lap penalty actually.
Who takes the lead? Gambarini running wide again at turns 2 and 3. We've just had
Gambarini ran wide and had a massive moment there, so perhaps just getting caught out offline.
Perhaps getting
is located. So 69, will he take the first of his long laps this time around?
Confirmation that the number 9 tank has taken, so that's Remy Salmon has completed his long lap penalty. Caught out by the conditions, just running wide. A bit of smoke coming there, perhaps just under braking the tyre.
Looks like he will, so diving into the long lap penalty now. Should lose around 2 or 3 seconds. Where will this take?
As we head down on the run through turns 4 and into turn 5. Locking slightly, or a bit of rubbing. Oh, a big crash at turn 5.
Yeah, so dropping back to, he entered P3 inside the podium places, and now he slots in. Is that Carly?
And it's Christian Borelli who has the slipstream. Angelix Longarella.
A big crash at turn 5. Quite a few riders down there, and quite a few riders there just trying to pick up this cannon that slots in behind. So perhaps P13 at the moment now for the 69. We'll wait for that to update. But
it's Borelli who actually makes the move. It's very tight through turn 5. Longarella taking the lead.
The machines as quick as possible before we will carry Carlos Cano nonetheless inside the point scoring positions, and that is going to be
through the run into turn 5. Christian Borelli now in P1.
On at the front, but some disappointment there, definitely, as they tried to get the bikes free. Job done for one of Bahosa's long lap penalties.
It is, and we'll check how much time he lost.
Yeah, great ride so far for the number 7. And well, it's been a great race. So he started, but at the front, Ramadhipa hits the front now, overtakes the 69 of Bahosa, and well, they're
taking it. As you said, Cano up to 13th at the moment, and it looked like
far for him. And now he's going to be hoping to try and take the lead. He's going to try and hope. Race is certainly on, and now trying to get into the slipstream. Gambarini
was around Cano when he rejoined, so 12th, 13th place perhaps for the Spaniard.
Hoping to take victory, but Lucas on the attack straight away on the 46. 5 laps remaining, had indeed dropped back, perhaps now going to be dropping back for even further down the order. Back to as now Alvaro Lucas looking up the inside. The 69 looks up the inside, but the CEF Moto. So moving into the closing stages of this European Talent Cup race, this is where moves begin to be down to P5, because well, Lucas on his tail as things stand, as the 69 fast bar rider thinking better of it, slotting back into P3 for the time being. Now important, this is where you need to set yourself up in a nice position. It's almost free wide heading into the, looks up the inside once more. A dive bomb there over at turn 13, and now Ramadhipa, of course, Ramadhipa super impressive in qualifying, now leading the race. Longarella similar section of the circuit, the chicane, as Longarella now slots back in. He's going to fight back as they head into the final sector now, as the clean-up operation at turn 5 continues. Sets the fastest lap, but that was soon beaten by 2-3 riders, as Carlos to P2. Lucas back down to P3, potentially now second position once again, but Bahosa looked like he got a great start as lights, but now was just unable to hold P1. Cano now holds the fastest lap, so Cano pushing on. Perhaps this is going to be his charge to get inside the top 10. Oh, it's Cano. He's lurking. P4, the number 1, is on the attack, and he wants another
through turn 1, but settled into that slipstream place. He's gained from his grid position, obviously still.
As Gambarini hits the front once more, so the 81 showing true pace and showing that he belongs. In 25 points to his name so far this season. He wants redemption after a tricky weekend.
Has the double long lap to take.
So Karpushin there showing as one of the riders that have crashed. Almeida as well. P1.
Yeah, obviously ran wide on the first lap from pole position, but hasn't let it affect.
Over at Jerez, of course, he started on pole position, but it wasn't smooth sailing for him. The championship leader, Long, looks like Ethan Sparks was well down, as the 99 and 69 have been given their penalties.
He's just quietly gone about his business. Now back in the front, we see Cano and Bahosa.
Garella, he's clearly not scared to get his elbows out.
He's not long. Well, just taking, well, I think he was forced
to serve from now on. Of course, TNF haven't fought.
Going side by side on the run into turn 5, and Bahusa looks like he's ahead there. Carlos Cano, as Lewis mentioned, up to 4th place. An incredible he's actually into 3rd now. He's ahead.
Through earlier on today, he's put in all that work and now race over at lap 1 as Bahusa at the front.
Is he going to go up the inside of the number 20 as well? He is.
A solid move there
Of his championship rival. So, Cano from the 9th row, fighting
of the field.
Bahusa's taken the lead. Ran slightly wide there, but able to keep it.
Of course, Cano, he's had work to do, and he was, as we see actually, a crash there for the 26th.
For the podium positions, out in front, Borelli is leading Alvaro Lucas, but there's no Ramadhipa inside the in the slipstream. Will get a great run heading into turn
X. So disappointment there for him. So that will be an end as the marshals try and get that.
Nothing to separate them, and turn 3 will be crucial. It's time to get the power down. Whoever gets the power live, question about whether yellow flags will still be out, and it looks like they are with the light flashing there. So
bike off to safety, deep gravel as well for them, and clearly that bike not wanting to be moved easily as Alvaro Lucas
down first will have a huge advantage on the long run in to the Adelaide hairpin. Someone just flying off in the background there as well.
Yeah, that looked like a front mudguard that was bouncing. Test now hits the front, and yet the second long lap penalty has been made by Bahusa. So
Carlos Cano just sitting behind the top 2 at the moment. Bahusa has set the fastest
way through the gravel trap there, so no more front mudguard for one of the riders, and a solid long lap yet again as just ahead now, and still a nice
lap of the race. Under braking for Alvaro Lucas, getting very squirrely under
this group, but Ramadhipa now looking up the inside once more on the 32. He does in a very safe rejoin in the finish up, but the 46 at the front of this field and at the start of this
braking for Adelaide hairpin, but able to keep it together, remaining in 2nd place as he looks
a very aggressive move. He takes the lead. It was hard, but it looks like Bahusa was just able to lap. It was the 81, your pole sitter, who was in P1. Now he's dropped all the way back to P5
to attack Christian Borelli, the race leader.
To keep on to the circuit. I think the 69 perhaps has got a bit of a scare when he's seen live, as Alex Longarella, your championship leader, looks to be on the attack. And well, Jack, it's been a great season so far.
Carlos Cano sitting in 3rd, just ahead of Alex Longarella, as the
32 of Ramadhipa coming up is inside.
It did look like that, but able to keep the bike upright. Slot
far for Longarella, and you have to say, if he can walk away with another victory, that's going to be
title rivals fight for the podium positions. Cano has come from the 9th back into 2nd place and will look to take the fight to Ramadhipa on this lap.
Yeah, and that's going to be some solid championship points. Another 25 points will be what he wants to